Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming. I just have a few things to let you know that if you, in the event of an emergency, hopefully there's no emergencies, but if we need to quickly exit, there's an exit this direction and also the way that you came in, there's two different doors if you need to leave. And we're also going to have a 10-minute intermission. We also would love to ask that you turn off your phones, so not just silence, you can put it on airplane mode, that way if someone is singing a nice song, we don't hear the vibration in the middle of it. And this also will be a production that is filmed, so please try not to stand if we don't need to unless there's an emergency. There's no flash photography. And this is a radio play, which means you're going to see traditional Foley. So what that means is we have two people operating the sound effects. So you might hear some feet tapping and doors opening and closing. And if you see, if you experience anything that's funny, then please laugh. The cast would love it. If there's a moment where they have a song and you like the song, please clap because they would love it. This is a really fun 1940s radio noir comedy piece that it's on the newer side, so I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy. It's something that's not performed very often, so it's the first time on the West Coast, I believe. So this is I think there's just a couple people coming in. So for the radio play, you might see a little light that says applause. So when you see the applause, it would be great if you guys could. I really appreciate you all being here to support live theater. The other thing I want to point out is that we got to collaborate with a couple different departments. We have honors project recipients who helped us, one with hair and makeup, another student who was the scenic designer. So they designed the programs for the poster, the programs for the cast list, and also the digital designs, as well as other things that you'll see. And they painted all the posters and the photo backdrop in the hallway. So we're in a new space. We're not in the theater, so this is a new way to perform, and we're happy to be in this space, and we're excited to make this a unique experience for everyone. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here. You're supporting live theater, and we're so grateful to have an audience. These students have worked really, really hard. So please welcome the cast of Sam Shovel, Private Eye.
All right, everyone, we're going to be live in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Welcome all to another adventure of Sam Shovel, Private Eye. In tonight's episode, there won't be one, but 4 murders. How will our famous detective solve these crimes? Are they connected? Let's find out in Tailor Made for Murder.
It was a hot and sultry day in the city. The ceiling fan in my office turned slowly like a blunt bore through crude oil. Business was down thanks to some bad press following the case of the crying Karen. So I was cooling my heels, throwing cards into my hat when my secretary, Bella Bossy Pants, buzzed me. Buzz! What is it, Bella?
2 things. First, when are you getting the intercom fixed? I'm tired of yelling, buzz!
I'll get it fixed after my next big case. And the other thing?
You've got a potential client.
Can you pay?
He doesn't smell like a minor.
So long as he doesn't smell, send him in anyway.
Okay.
I was tossing the King of Hearts into another door when in walked the man of my dreams. His shoulders were as wide as the Brooklyn Bridge and called me a sucker. I was in a buying mood. Hello there. What can I do for you?
I'm Dan. Dan Devine.
You are at that.
I came here just to see you.
I see.
It's about my fiance.
I see.
She's gone missing.
I see.
And I want you to find her.
I see. Have you checked the hospitals?
I see you.
I see it too.
I mean the intensive care unit.
I see.
Buzz!
Bella, not now.
Buzz, buzz, buzz! Right now, you second-rate gumshoe!
That really stings.
You got another man here to see you, and...
Ah!
Ah!
What on earth? Bella, what's going on out here?
He just keeled over my desk!
What happened to him?
He was murdered.
How do you know that? Deductive reasoning?
There's a yardstick plunged precisely 12 inches into his back.
Someone went to great lengths to kill this guy.
Oh, right. But why use a yardstick? That's pretty weird, isn't it?
No weirder than using a frozen parrot.
Why would anyone use a frozen parrot to kill someone?
Thought parrots are just too bendy.
And Flappy. Yeah, that was a weird day.
What do you think happened to this guy?
I'm not sure, but I can tell you this much. This is a case of death by inches.
Who is the dead man on Bella Bossy Pants' desk? And why does he have a yardstick in his back? And if he wanted to see Sam, why didn't he just go metric so that he could meet her? For the answer to these and other questions, stay tuned after this message from our sponsor, Corny's. Corny's, wow!
Hey, Mom, what's for breakfast? I'm really hungry.
Steak and eggs with grilled onions, peppers, and asparagus.
Mom, not again. And I guess the lobster?
Is on the side with garlic butter, just the way you like it. And I have a freshly squeezed glass of
Grapefruit juice? I know. Mom, I'm so tired of steak and lobster. Can't we have anything else?
But this is the breakfast that provides the protein and vitamins that a growing girl needs.
Mom!
Having trouble with your picky eater?
What? Who's that?
I'm the spokesperson for Corny's, the breakfast of winners.
What are you doing in my kitchen?
I speak for Corny's.
You break into my house to speak of corn? Billy, call the police.
Hold on there, little dolly. There's no need to call the police. I'm the spokesperson for Corny's, the breakfast of winners. And we can help you with your picky eater problem. Here, try some.
Alright, what's in it?
Corn from America's heartland. Each ear is picked by a migrant worker selected for just this purpose. Each ear is puffed and then saturated with 23 essential vitamins and iron.
Saturated?
With the fire hose! Here, try some.
Wait, is that caramel corn?
Corny's is also saturated with sucrose, fructose, glucose, lactose, maple syrup, corn syrup, and cough syrup.
Cough syrup.
For the little rascals who have a bit too much energy, settles them right on down.
Wow, Mom! Corny's are...
What little Billy is trying to say is that served with chocolate milk, Corny's is a complete and balanced breakfast.
No more cooking over a hot stove? Or keeping the lobster tank stocked? You sold me! What's that, Billy? Are you okay?
Billy's fine. There's so much sugar in Corny's that his mouth is just temporarily glued shut.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna order this stuff by the truckload!
Corny's, the breakfast of winners.
It's Corny's, breakfast all around. It's Corny's, turn that smile upside down. It's Corny's, you might even think it's glue. You might even think it's glue. that sentimental journey to the new old memories. Got my bag, got my reservation, Spanish time I could afford, like a child with wild anticipation. I long to hear that all aboard. Love's the time we'll leave at 7. I'll be waiting up forever, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Who would thought my heart could be so journey? Why did I decide to roam? I'm gonna make that sentimental journey Gonna set my heart at ease. I'm gonna make that sentimental journey to renew old memories. Love's the time we'll leave at 7. I'll be waiting up forever, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Who would thought my heart could be so journey? Why did I decide to roam? I'm gonna make that sentimental journey, sentimental journey home, sentimental journey home, sentimental journey home.
Previously, Sam Shovel met a man who was drop dead gorgeous and a man who just dropped dead. Who will Sam spend more time investigating? And now back to Sam Shovel, Private Eye, in Tailor Made for Murder.
The man on Bella's desk was better than a revival meeting at a Lutheran church. And it was just my luck that Sergeant Sullivan was on duty when Bella called the police. Sullivan walked into my office like an obese walrus on hot sand. He wasted no time on small talk. Look, I know what you're saying, but I don't know anything about the guy. This is the first time I've laid my eyes on him. Just look at him, you can see how he died. And if you look at the yardstick plunged into his back, he already had 1 foot in the grave. No, that's hilarious. I mean, yardstick in the back, 1 foot in the grave. You're not one of those metric system freaks, are you, Sullivan?
Why is he just grunting?
Sullivan is always like this before his first donut. Here, detective, on the house.
Ruler?
Yeah, nothing crueler than a yardstick to the back.
I'm talking about the donut.
No, it's a glazed donut.
Really? But the texture and the sweetness
Hello? Dead body?
Right. Do you know why the victim was in your office?
Probably because he was a typical customer for Sam, a deadbeat.
Your secretary's got a mouth on her.
And a brain. Too bad you don't have both.
And who's this guy?
I'm Dan Devine.
What are you doing here? Did you know the victim?
I came to see
About
something.
something confidential between client and private detective.
You hired Sam Shovel? What for? One of your socks go missing?
He's not at liberty to say.
Well, Dan, take my advice, stay away from Shovel. I'll need both of you to come to the station to make a statement.
We will, but first.
But first, nothing. You come down to the station today, or I'll have you arrested.
Arrested for what?
Obstruction of justice, conspiracy to commit murder, impersonating a private investigator. I'll throw the book at you. Now, get down to the station.
That man is as pleasant as a peacock with an eye infection.
Do you do that a lot?
Do it a lot.
Speak in similes.
You're not familiar with noir fiction, are you?
No.
Noir is full of similes. Noir is like first period English class. Dark, gritty, and full of deadly sarcasm.
Deadly sarcasm?
You went to a private school, didn't you? Back to the case of your missing fiancée. Do you still want me to find her?
Yes.
I charge $25 a day, plus expenses.
What kind of expenses?
Bullets, shoe leather, a union scale saxophone player.
That sounds fair.
So, your fiancée came to the city?
Yes.
Where was she last seen?
At the Hyatt Regency. I went there. They said you checked out.
It's a place to start. What's her name?
Alexandria. Alexandria Barone.
The heiress?
Yes.
You certainly are marrying up.
Can't argue with you there.
Why'd you run off?
Honestly, I don't know. She's been very angry lately.
Why?
I don't know.
Did you ask her why she was angry?
She said she was frustrated with shopping. She kept talking to herself about it over and over. I tried to help her save time by giving her a 5-point action plan.
Let me guess, the plan did not help?
Alexandra got angrier with my help. Women are a mystery.
And mysteries are solved if you read the book.
Excuse me?
Just this once. Do you have a picture of her?
Yes. This was taken at our engagement party.
She is dressed to the nines.
She should be. We were an hour late to the party while I just waited for her to get dressed.
Uh-huh. Just get dressed. Let me guess, that's the only suit you have?
Yes.
Off the rack?
Yes.
And you wear it to weddings, funerals, and iron smelting?
What's your point?
You don't know the first thing about women having to just get dressed.
Okay, it's still a mystery to me.
Okay, and you still need to read the book. I'll start my investigation today. Where can I reach you?
I'm staying at the YMCA. It's all I can afford.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said young man. Pick yourself off the ground.
Alright.
I'm just saying, it's fun to stay at the YMCA.
If you say so.
A whole village of people can't be wrong. I'll call you at the YMCA with any updates.
Alright. Thank you, Mrs. Shovels.
That's Miss Shovel.
You're single.
By choice. Not my choice, but you can call me Sam.
Okay, Sam. You can call me Dan.
I will call you Dan. With any updates?
Goodbye, Sam.
Goodbye, Dan.
That man's as tasty as chocolate-covered French fry.
Hey, somebody's on mine.
Whatever you say.
Right. Why's that dead body still on your desk?
The police don't clean up after themselves.
Shift it over to the outbox, would you?
Why?
It's an outgoing mail, right?
I find myself envying the dead guy right now.
Hold my calls, Bella.
Shouldn't be a problem, Sam.
Then, in the darkened corner of my office, a husky voice said,
Well, well, well. You certainly are worth waiting for.
"Hey, who are you?"
I'm Sven Svengali.
Golly, Sven. How did you get in my office?
I let myself in.
I was standing right outside the door.
I used the window.
We're on the 5th floor.
I really wanted to see you.
He struck a match to light a cigarette, and I could see his face for the first time. He had the face of an angel. Of course, Lucifer is an angel. Things suddenly got very, very hot in my office. What can I do for you, Mrs. Bengali?
What a delightful question.
Let me rephrase that. What do you want?
Again, what a delightful question.
Let me rephrase that rephrase. What business do you have in my office?
I require your services.
Do you have to stand so close?
Why does it und bother you?
No, you bother me.
I bother you? How interesting.
Stop that.
Stop what?
Stop twisting everything I say into something creepy.
Oh, you could never be creepy, Sam. Can I call you Sam?
Let's go with Shovel.
Shovel? I can dig it.
Look, Svengali, I'm working on a case here, so either state your business or get out.
I wish to hire you
To find somebody?
to lose somebody.
Come again.
I will pay you $50 a day to do absolutely nothing.
Hey, if you're trying to get me into politics, it's gonna cost you way more than that.
No, Sam. All I want you to do is sit at this desk. And only sit at this desk. For the next 2 weeks, and I will pay you a total of $700.
Sounds like my kind of job. There's only one problem. I already accepted a case.
Even better. You'll be making $75 a day. Just tell the poor sap you couldn't find the woman.
How do you know about the woman?
Isn't every case about some woman running away?
I know one woman who should be running away right now.
What are you afraid of, Sam? Temptation? Tell you what, I'll sweeten the deal. You won't have to sit at the desk for the money. I'll take you on a slow boat ride to Havana. Sun, ocean breeze, and all the drinks with little umbrellas that you can or can't handle. Sam,
Yeah?
standing this close, you smell great.
That's because I use both nostrils.
What?
And I smell a rat. Why do you want me to lay off this case then?
So you can spend more time with me.
No, that's not it.
Buzz!
What is it, Bella?
Sergeant Sullivan is calling you.
Put him on line one.
We only have one line.
Excuse me, I need to take this.
Sergeant Sullivan, Sam will speak to you now.
What is it, Sullivan?
Another man's been found dead.
Another man? Yeah, I don't see him on Bella's desk here.
No.
Then why are you calling me?
You have your business card. On the back of the card is a phone number. It belongs to Marky Desaad.
The fashion designer?
The same. Marky Desaad was the stiff on your secretary's desk.
So, this new dead guy had my business card and the phone number of the first dead guy. Then who's this new dead guy?
Will Hurt.
Another fashion designer? Where are you?
Will Hurt's place.
Where did they find
It's in the
Will?
garment district.
Where did they find Will Hurt?
In his own locker.
The Hurt locker?
Yeah.
How'd he die?
Meat cleaver to the chest.
Right, I'll be right down there to talk to him.
But he's dead.
Yep, but there's still something he wants to get off his chest.
Why does Svengali want Sam off the case of the missing fiancé? And why is he so devilishly handsome? And who is killing the fashion designers in New York City? Were their clothes to die for? For the answer to these and other questions, stay tuned after this message from our sponsor.
Brulee creme.
Sorry, Stan.
You're late again, Joe.
I know.
I don't mind carpooling with you, but what's going on? Do you need a new alarm clock?
It's my hair.
Your hair?
What? As you know, I work in advertising, and appearance is very important.
As it is for any successful businessman.
My problem is my hair. My hair. When I wake up in the morning, it looks like I've been raiding through the outer walls of Mongolia.
I know what that looks like.
But Stan, your hair is so perfectly distinguished with highlights.
That's because I use brulee creme.
Brulee creme?
Brulee creme is what every distinguished businessman uses for his hair.
So I just put a little dab in my hair and I comb it out.
Oh no! You need a whole bucket of brulee creme. And you dunk your whole head in it?
Really?
Really? Then you sprinkle some sugar on top and caramelize it in place to set it.
How do you caramelize it?
With a blowtorch?
I don't know about this, Dan.
Trust me on this, Joe. I look so professional now with brulee creme that I even got that big promotion.
Really?
Really? And the women find brulee creme irresistible too.
I want to be irresistible to women too.
It's great, Joe. The only thing you have to worry about is women tapping your head with a spoon.
I'm by brulee creme today.
Brulee creme, a giant double to ya. Brulee creme, you look so debonair. Brulee creme, the gals will all pursue ya. They'll love to get their spoons right into your hair.
I say either, you say either.
You say neither, and I say neither.
Either,
Either,
neither.
neither.
Let's call the whole thing off. I like potato, you like potato.
You like tomato, and I like tomato.
Potato,
Potato,
tomato.
tomato.
Let's call the whole thing off.
But oh, if we call the whole thing off, then we must part.
Oh, if we ever part, then that might break my heart.
So if you wear pajamas and I wear pajamas,
I'll give up pajamas and I'll wear pajamas. For we know we need each other, so we shouldn't call the whole thing off. I say laughter, you say laughter.
you say after and I say after.
Laughter,
Laughter,
after.
after.
Let's call the whole thing off. I like vanilla, you like vanilla.
You sarsaparilla and I sarsaparilla.
Vanilla,
Vanilla,
pistachio.
strawberry.
Let's call the whole thing off. But
If we call the whole thing off, then we must part.
oh, if we ever part, then that might break my heart.
You go for oysters and I'll go for oysters.
I'll go for oysters and cancel the oysters.
For we know we need each other, so we shouldn't call the calling all off.
Let's call the whole thing off.
And now for a 10-minute intermission.
I took a taxi to the Godman district. Will Hurt's fashion studio looked like a medieval torture chamber without the customer service. Corsets, girdles, and underwire lined one wall, while pumps, wedges, and stilettos lined another. All the clothes designed to make women painfully beautiful. Sullivan was waiting for me by the body. So, is this Will Hurt, the famous fashion designer?
The one and only. I don't get fashion. Why is he wearing that open shirt?
That's no shirt, Sullivan. He's wearing a woman's blouse.
How do you know that?
The buttons are on the left side. Besides that, women blouses are so delicate. You can see them when the cleaver hit the first thread at the neckline. The blouse split right in half.
The cleaver split the blouse all the way to the navel?
Yeah, that's a lot of cleavage.
We also found this other blouse shoved in his face and this ripped woman's swimsuit by his neck.
It's pretty obvious what happened.
Really?
Of course. First, the killer tried to smother Hurt with a woman's blouse, but the fabric is so sheer that Hurt could breathe right through it. Then, the killer tried to strangle Hurt with a woman's swimsuit, but the material is elastic, so it just stretched before ripping to shreds. So, he then went with the meat cleaver that is sold to men and thus solidly made.
Seems pretty far-fetched to me. I've got a better theory.
Yeah? What's that?
Well, it's no secret you're desperate for some cash. And just by a coincidence, Marquis de Sade shows up in your office with your card, almost like he had an invitation.
What are you getting at?
You're a regular customer of these fashion designers. You tried stealing a blouse and a swimsuit, but Will Hurt caught you. You killed him with the meat cleaver. Marquis was a witness, so you lured him into your office and killed him with a yardstick.
And you think my theory is far-fetched?
Yeah? So?
Sullivan, look at me. What makes you think I wear designer clothes?
Yeah, you're right. I'd have to find murdered rag pickers for you to be a suspect.
Thanks for that. Look, I'll help you on this case when I can, but I got a paid job looking for a missing person.
Fine, but don't leave town.
This sailing on a slow boat to Havana with a gorgeous man count as leaving town?
In your case, Shovel, it counts as leaving reality.
Sometimes, Sullivan, you surprise me. Call my secretary if you need me. I'll be going out the alley. I was lifted and slammed against a grimy brick wall. The fingers that gripped my labels looked like smoked liver rust sausages. The arms that connected to the hand had the same size and texture of bristlecone pines. And the eyes that stared at me through a Neanderthal bone structure were red-rimmed and tiny. I thought it best to introduce myself. Excuse me, sir.
Ma'am,
Excuse me?
ma'am, I'm a woman. Can you tell?
Not really. Your biceps are blocking my view of your distinguishing characteristics. I'm Sam Shovel, and you are?
Buffy Hardcastle.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
A pleasure. Really?
Meeting you has been a very uplifting experience.
Ha, you're pretty glib. You know that?
Glib? Really? Like you use that in conversation?
I owe a thesaurus.
You own a graphic novel, maybe, but a thesaurus? Please.
Maim, mash, maul, mangle, mutilate.
I stand corrected.
I got a message from you from Big Al.
Big Al. Never heard of him.
He's the new boss of the Garment District.
Garment District. Does he have it all sewn up?
Ha, glib. Like I said, you make me want to bust the gut. Yours.
You said you have a message for me from Big Al?
Yeah, take a vacation.
I can't. You know how it is when you're self-employed. My jerk of a boss won't give me a day off. Don't even get me started on health and dental insurance.
Too bad, because health and dental insurance is something you really need about now.
You know, you're the second person today that suggests I take a vacation.
You mean that piece of eye candy, Svengali?
Yeah.
He was the carrot, I'm the stick.
You're the whole tree. Speaking of which, aren't your limbs getting tired of holding me up?
Nah, you weighed less than the last sandwich I ate.
Well, I am a hero after all.
One more pun! One more pun, and you'll be a club sandwich.
I get that a lot. Look, I know we don't see eye to
I
eye.
could always lift you higher.
Please don't, I'm afraid of heights. Why does your boss want me to stop looking for this woman?
How should I know? I'm just a messenger. If we ever, one more time, Shovel. If we speak again, we won't be speaking again.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Right. It'd be just senseless violence.
I got you.
Good. Now drop it. I gotta get going. I'm late for my pedicure.
Do they charge extra for the 6-toe? Buffy was already too far away to hear my last witty remark. In fact, I made sure she was too far away to hear. I dusted my clothes and hailed a cab. The the Hyatt Regency where I began my search for the elusive Alexandra Barone. I spoke to the desk clerk there. Excuse me, you there, you work here?
And a good evening to you too. I am well. And yourself?
Yeah, fine. Look, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
I do look a bit tired. So nice of you to notice.
Look, I don't have time for this.
You don't have time for an exchange of pleasantries, for conversation, for basic manners.
Oh, I get it now. Perhaps you'd like to speak to President Washington?
Dollar. You think that dollar can buy my time?
President Lincoln might join the conversation.
$6? Well, that's a lot of money.
Actually, $1 and a penny. Money is sort of tight right now.
Why does everybody think that money substitutes for good manners?
Because we live in the good old US of A.
Look, just because I work in the service industry doesn't make me less of a human being.
I didn't mean...
I've got hopes and dreams, you know.
I'm sure that you...
And I've got a name. And yet, even in this script, I'm only referred to as hotel clerk. I'm not even mentioned in the program. Go ahead, look at your program. I'm listed as other. But I've got my own identity. I've got my own name. And my name is Dorcas.
Do you really want me to call you Dorcas?
Hotel clerk is fine.
Right. I'm sorry we got off on the wrong foot, hotel clerk. But I'm in the service industry too.
Waitress?
Practically. Now, do you have a tip for me?
What?
Take a look at this picture. Can you help me find this girl?
That's Alexandra Barone.
What can you tell me about her?
She was not popular with the housekeeping staff. Barone expected that each individual mote of dust be plucked out the end before he targeted things.
So she was a bit demanding.
She was a lot rich. It goes with the territory.
She checked out?
Yes, to the immense gratitude of our entire staff.
Do you know where she went?
She mentioned something about shopping, and I don't know where.
That's all?
Yes, but there's one more thing. She said something about returning clothing. Excuse me. Hello.
Is Sam Shovel there?
Can you describe him?
He's a she.
Oh, can you describe her?
She's wearing a rumpled trench coat, trying too hard fedora, and 5 o'clock eyeshadow. Oh, and she's usually rude to clerks and cabbies.
Oh yeah, she's here. 1 second. It's for you.
Really? Hello?
There's been another murder, Sam.
Where?
Butts and Stubbs on 5th Avenue.
How'd he die?
I don't know. He was found in a washing machine. Sullivan is waiting for you at the scene of the crime.
Someone will be right there.
What was that all about?
There's been another murder of a fashion designer.
Another murder?
Yeah, and this one was stuffed in a washing machine.
That's how he died?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure.
What?
They didn't run the washer on the delicate cycle.
Why does Buffy Hardcastle want Sam off the case of the missing fiancé too? Is it because she's angry, infuriated, exasperated, and/or chloric? And who stuffed a fashion designer in a washing machine? Did they think it would deter a gent? For the answer to these and other questions, stay tuned. Sam Shovel will be back after this message from our sponsor, Heidi Milk.
Heidi, Heidi, milk, now give it a try.
Good morning, Betty.
Oh, hello, Doris.
Why so glum?
The milk has good looking, and I bought it just yesterday.
What kind of milk did you buy?
Just cow's milk? Is there any other kind?
Of course there is. You should buy Heidi milk, like I do.
Heidi? Like the squeeze girl?
No, Heidi, like formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde? Isn't that what they used to preserve corpses?
Yes, and it's a real whiz at preserving milk, too.
I don't know. Is it safe?
Is food poisoning safe? Heidi milk has none of that dangerous bacteria, and formaldehyde comes from all natural ingredients.
Oh, natural?
When you light up your old kerosene lamp, what do you get? Formaldehyde. And when your husband lights up his Lucky Strikes, what do you get?
Formaldehyde?
That's right, Betty. That's it. I'm switching to Heidi milk. Say, Doris, does Heidi milk cream too? You bet, Betty. Heidi milk puts the cream in crematory. Heidi milk for all you lucky stiffs out there.
Heidi, Heidi milk, now with formaldehyde. Good night. That certain night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. There were angels dining at the Ritz, and a nightingale sang in Barclays Square. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turned and smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Barclays Square. The moon that lingered over London town bore a puzzled mood. He wore brown. How could he know we two were so in love? The whole darned world seemed upside down. The streets of town were paved with stars. It was such a romantic affair. And when we kissed and said good night, a nightingale sang in Barclays Square. Came streaming up all gold and blue to interrupt our rendezvous. I still remember how you smiled and said, was that a dream, or was it true? Our homeward step was just as light as the tap dancing feet on the stair. And like an echo far away, a nightingale sang in Barclays Square. I know 'cause I was there that night in Barclays Square.
Previously, Sam Shovel met Buffy Hardcastle, a woman with more muscles than a Boston seafood restaurant. A body was found in a washing machine, but the body was recovered before it was washed out with the tide. And now back to Sam Shovel, Private Eye in Tailor Made for Murder.
I went to Duds and Sons of Fifth Avenue. The laundromat smelled like a middle school locker room after a game of dodgeball. Sullivan was arguing with an irate customer next to a washing machine.
I'm telling you, you can't do that.
You can't tie up a washer all day. Besides, I moved your load to a dryer. I even put a diamond in for you.
My load was a dead body. You interfered with the crime scene.
That explains the chalk line in the washer. It left the stain, you know.
I don't care. You can't just...
Shouldn't we get the body out of the dryer, Sullivan?
Oh, yeah.
And you can move it along. My load's ready to dry.
Put him on the table here.
Okay. Do you recognize...
Do you recognize him?
Yeah. He's another fashion designer, Phil Tightly. Can you tell what killed him?
It's obvious. Just look at the label. It says hand wash only. Besides that, he was in the dryer. They were supposed to let him dry on a flat surface.
Are you being funny, Shovel?
You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
What?
You're a bachelor. How do you wash your clothes?
Every first Tuesday of the month. I got this favorite rock down by
And
the river.
that's what I'm talking about. Before I started shopping in the men's department, I had to wash my clothes with an eyedropper filled with distilled water.
I don't get your point.
There's a connection between all these murders.
Yeah, they're all fashion designers.
It's more than that. Somehow it's wrapped up with this fiancé I'm trying to find.
That's where you're wrong, Shovel. This is a turf war, plain and simple. Have you heard of Big Al?
Yeah?
Word on the street is that Big Al's taking over the garment district and removing anyone who stands in his way. Marty Desaad, Will Hurt, and Phil Tightly got in his way.
It's more than that. All these murders are crimes of passion.
What's a missing fiancé got to do with the turf war?
I don't know, but Big Al's keep trying to get me to get off this case. Fiancé and the turf war must be connected.
You're crazy, Shovel. You just take care of the case of the runaway bride, and I'll take care of the turf war.
The hotel clerk said that Barone was returning some clothes.
Hotel clerk? What's his name?
That's not important. What is important that Alexandra Barone buys only designer originals. I've got to go.
Where are you going?
I've got to go find someone who's evil by design. I took a cab and picked up Dan Devine at the YMCA. The cab took us to Max Payne's designer store as I told Dan about my progress on the case.
So, you know where Alexandria is?
I think I do. I think she's in danger.
What?
3 fashion designers have been murdered.
So the man who died in your office?
Was the late Marquis de Sade. He was then preceded in death by the late Will Hurt. And recently, Phil Tightly was found in a washing machine.
Phil Tightly? I heard he wasn't part of the fashion designing business anymore.
No, he's all washed up. Max Payne is the last designer of the industry that's still alive and kicking.
So what does this got to do with Alexandria?
She only buys designer originals, right?
Right.
And the hotel clerk at the Hyatt Regency told me your fiancé was going to return some clothes.
What's the hotel clerk's name?
Not important. What is important is that Barone can only take her clothes to Max Payne.
So you think Alexandria?
Ah, we're here. Thanks, Gabby.
I've got a name, you know.
What?
Look, just because I work in the service industry does not mean that I'm less of a human being.
I didn't mean.
I've got hopes and dreams, you know.
I'm sure of that.
And I've got a name. Even in the script, I refer to as Cabby. Look at your program. I'm listed as other. But I got my own identity and I got my own name, and my name is.
Look, I've already heard this spiel before. What is it with you people in the service industry?
What do you mean, you people?
Look, sorry. Here's a tip for you.
Wait, I'm gonna go closer to retirement. Don't try hailing in this cab. Don't try hailing a cab in the city ever again. Word gets around. And by the way,
Yeah?
my name is Wilberforce.
That's one crabby cabby.
When did people in the service industry start cooking up an attitude?
Next thing you know, they'll be asking for a livable wage.
Okay, there's Max Payne's boutique.
Boutique?
It's like a men's fashion store, except with half the price and double cloth.
Is that a good idea?
Yeah, well, let's not go into the front door. Let's take the door at this dark crime-ridden alley.
That's not a good idea.
This always happens in film noir. Now, if I were wearing high heels and a swimsuit, we'd be in the horror genre.
Women wear high heels and a swimsuit?
Like I said, only in horror films. And law office dramas. And Marvel comics. The door's locked. Let me get a bobby pin to pick it.
Sam, look out!
Something smashed into me like a redwood on a lumberjack's first day of work. Saw an explosion of stars like a bomb hit at the Academy Awards. Before everything went to black, I knew one thing. I wasn't wearing high heels and a swimsuit. I would survive this.
Who was killing the fashion designers in New York City? Were they crimes of passion or a turf war? And if it's a turf war, will Shovel be able to dig up the dirt? And why isn't Sam wearing a swimsuit and high heels? It sure would help our program reach that coveted 14 to 28 year demographic. And now for a quick message from our sponsor.
Want a smile that's clean and bright, Tooth Bright's here and that's just right.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
What's the matter, Helen?
Johnny just lost another tooth last night.
Well, that just means he's gonna get some money from the tooth fairy. How much money has he gotten already?
$23.
That's a lot of money.
Johnny has lost a lot of teeth. He can't keep losing teeth. Doris, he's developing a permanent lisp. And now, we have to make a tough choice between paying our bills or paying the tooth fairy.
Well, have you had him try brushing his teeth?
We have the baking soda and salt right next to the sink, but Johnny refuses to use it to brush his teeth.
Well, there's your problem there, Helen. You're still living in the 19th century. You need to go out and buy some Tooth Bright toothpaste.
Toothpaste? You mean like glue? That will make things a little much harder.
No, as in toothpaste, as in the Miracle Oral Care. Johnny will lose 20% less fewer teeth.
Wait a minute. What's in this toothpaste? It doesn't have fluoride, does it?
Of course, fluoride. Of course not. We wouldn't want Johnny to become a communist, now would we?
We're not commies, we keep it free. Tooth Bright's the only paste for me.
Heaven forbid.
Tooth Bright toothpaste has all natural ingredients like cuttlefish, chalk, soap, and peppermint.
Soap?
You want his teeth clean, right?
Man, I love another tooth 505th time.
That darn lisp. You sold me, Mary. I'm going out and buying Tooth Bright toothpaste today.
Tooth Bright toothpaste, recommended at 9 out of 10 barbers.
That's a tooth.
That darn lisp.
Peppermint chalk and a soapy feel for a fresh, clean mouth after every meal.
Shovel had tracked down the missing fiancé to Max Payne's fashion boutique before she was knocked unconscious. Is this the end of Sam Shovel? Is she expendable? And now to the exciting conclusion of Sam Shovel, Private Eye, in Tailor Made for Murder.
When I came to the boutique, my head felt like a bowling alley during league play. I blinked until I could focus on 2 tiny red-green print pricks encased within 7 inches of sloping cranium.
I told you if you were talking, we wouldn't be talking.
You know, that makes a lot more sense when one is concussed.
Oh, Sam, you should have taken that cruise with me.
What? Svensson? And miss out on all this fun?
You could have lounged in a swimsuit and high heels.
Horrors!
Sam, run!
Dad, I'm not leaving until I find your fiance.
Oh, but you did find her.
Who are you?
Oh, I just feel like I've been punched in the gut too.
Speak with respect, you're talking to Big Al.
Al? As in Alexandria? The crime boss of the Garment District is a woman.
What? You don't think a woman can deliver murder and mayhem?
Oh, I can believe that. I've been to Black Friday sales after all. But crime boss? What about the glass ceiling?
Shattered. Just like pain.
Pain? As in glass?
No, pain as in Max.
He's body shamed his last woman.
What are you talking about?
He only made pants for women without hips. So, we fixed him.
You could say the Max hip pain is unhip now. Can you catch my meaning?
He had it coming. All these designers had it coming. None of the sizes were the same. A size 4 for one designer is a size 12 for another. And size
The size -1, just to make the size 0 feel bad.
But, Alexandria, it's not worth killing someone over. Just try the clothes on.
Shut up! Just try them on, he says. This is the same guy who whined about waiting in the store while I tried on clothes. He held my purse like it was an irritable skunk.
Hey, similes are my thing.
Ooh, and how about a simple thing like washing clothes?
Just throw them in the laundry.
Shut up!
I have to launder my clothes by hand in filtered 61-degree water. Then they have to lie flat to dry during the solar eclipse. Your suit doubles as an artillery bunker. Huh, and let's talk about modesty.
You do brag a lot, Alexandria.
Shut up! Not that kind of modesty. I'm talking about clothes.
At least I'm not wearing high heels and a swimsuit.
You don't shop in the misses section. You only have 2 choices as a woman. Cleavage City if you're young, or Frontville if you're old. Well, I'm tired of it. I'm taking over the entire fashion industry.
While I really like your goals, I can't say I agree with your methods.
Bumping off a few clueless men? Please.
Those men suffer less than the woman they torture with their clothes.
And now, how do you get rid of the paint tax?
There's a paint tax?
Shut up!
Now women's clothing will be cheaper than men's. It will last longer, be more comfortable, and will not change in style from week to week. Unfortunately, when you start a revolution, some people get crushed under the wheels.
You two are
You
gonna
and
take
Dan know too much.
You two are gonna take a long walk off the pier and with concrete shoes. Concrete shoes with heels if you like.
Now that's just cruel.
Goodbye, Dan. You sealed your fate when you said we didn't need a walk-in closet and on you home.
But Alexandria!
That's Big Al to you.
Big Al, I can change!
Of course you can. Very quickly. That's the advantage of male clothing. Take them away, Buffy.
Hold it right there.
Where did you get that gun?
My pocket.
That's impossible. Women's clothing? A pocket?
I shop in the men's section.
Oh, that's why the seam didn't rip.
And all
It's
of
fair-made.
you are under arrest. That's Sergeant Sullivan now. I called him as soon as I figured out your little caper.
What gave me away?
Oh, rich heirs returning clothing? Don't make me laugh. You used your designer clothes to wax your cars. No, you're really going back to those shops to kill the fashion designers and take over their industry.
We know you're in there, Big Al. Come out with your hands up.
You thought you had it all figured out, huh, Big Al? But I stopped your evil plot to create affordable, well-made, tasteful women's clothing. Huh. Affordable, well-made, tasteful women's clothing. Look, Big Al, if you exit by the alley, you should be able to make a clean getaway.
What are you doing, Sam?
What I've got to do for the sake of women everywhere.
Thanks, Sam. What do I owe you?
Is that slow boat ride to Havana with Sven still on the table?
Aw, sorry, Sam. Turns out Sven is an excellent tailor, and I can't resist a man who makes me laugh. He keeps me in stitches.
Goodbye, Sam. It's just not meant to be. Come on, Big Al. Let's get out of here.
Goodbye, Shovel. Maybe we'll meet each other again.
Not unless I get collision insurance first. Good luck on your next job, Hardcastle.
I already got one lined up.
What's that?
Pen setter.
Bowling alley?
Orthopedic surgeon. I have a feeling you'll be my next patient.
Well, looks like it's just me and you, Deb.
So are you gonna tell the police?
I'm gonna tell him I couldn't find a man named Big Al.
You let Alexandra get away with murder?
They say the means don't justify the end, but portable women's clothes with pockets? Deep pockets? You tell me.
Women are still a mystery to me, Sam.
And all mysteries have a solution if you keep reading them, Dan.
How much do I owe you, by the way?
$100.
$100? But you only worked 2 days. It should be 50.
Plus expenses, remember? The saxophone player gets the other 50. We have to pay these sax players to keep them off the streets. Nothing worse than a street full of hungry, irate sax players.
Looks like I'm staying at the YMCA a little longer. Here, $100. So long, Sam.
As Dan and I parted ways, all the sounds of the city followed me like a wailing saxophone. I said like a wailing saxophone! As I hailed the cab, I thought of the one thing I learned from this case. Hey, cabby!
You can walk your sheep flat-footed, and by the way,
Yeah?
my name is Wilberforce!
The one thing I learned from this case is to respect service industry workers. Otherwise, you got a long walk ahead of you.
And that concludes Sam Shovel, Private Eye, and Tailor Made for Murder.
this night possible. We have an honors project recipient, Elle, who helped us with hair and makeup. One other honors project recipient who couldn't be here, but they did the design of the graphic design, the posters that you saw in the whole hallway, Veronica Brooks. Art club and volunteered, and she just did the whole scenic design, and it was fantastic to work with her. I also want to point out we have Jedi on our spotlight.